Hello everyone. This video is in continuation with our previous video, Is Matter Around Us Pure, Crystallization and Water Purification. If you haven't seen that video, do check that as well. And if you like our videos, then please give a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. In our today's video, we shall be discussing physical and chemical changes. We have discussed a few physical properties of matter. What are physical properties? The properties that can be observed and specified like color, hardness, rigidity, fluidity, density, melting point, boiling point, etc. are all physical properties. All these properties can be perceived, such as we can identify what is the color of a particular substance. Is it hard or is it fluid? Moving on, the interconversion of state is a physical change because these changes occur without a change in composition and no change in chemical nature of the substance. Change of matter from one state to another is a physical change. Let us consider the example of ice. When we provide heat to the ice, it converts into water, which on further heating converts to vapor. Although ice, water and water vapor look different and display different physical properties, they are chemically the same. We can categorize these three into solid, liquid and gases. That is, they differ in their physical properties, yet their chemical composition remains the same. Moving on to the next example, both water and cooking oil are liquids, but their chemical characteristics are different. They differ in odor and inflammability. We all know that oil burns in air, whereas water extinguishes fire. It is this chemical property of oil that it makes it different from water. Oil and water are both liquid states of matter, but due to their different chemical properties such as odor and inflammability, there exists a difference between them, despite of having the same state of matter. Burning is a chemical change. During this process, one substance reacts with another to undergo a change in chemical composition. Chemical change brings change in chemical properties of matter and we get a new substance, and are also called chemical reactions. What are the types of pure substances? Moving further, on the basis of their chemical composition, substances can be further classified into elements and compounds. Let us now discuss in detail what are elements. Robert Boyle was the first scientist to use the term elements. Antoine Laurent Lavoisier established experimentally useful definition of element. He defined that element is the basic form of matter that cannot be broken down into simpler substances by chemical reaction. Any form of chemical reaction cannot break element into its further simpler substances. Elements can further be classified into three types: metals, nonmetals and metalloids. We shall now discuss various properties of metals and nonmetals. Properties of metals. They have a luster, that is, metals possess a certain shine. They have silvery grey or golden yellow color. Mostly all the metals possess this color. They conduct heat and electricity. They are ductile, that is, they can be drawn into wires. They are malleable, that is, they can be drawn into sheets. And they are sonorous, that is, they make ringing sounds when hit. Further given, we have some examples of metals: gold, silver, copper, iron, sodium, potassium, and etc. It should be noted that mercury is the only metal that is liquid at room temperature. Let us now discuss properties of nonmetals. Nonmetals display a variety of colors. They are poor conductors of heat and electricity, and they are not lustrous, they do not shine, they are not sonorous, they do not make a sound when hit, and they are not malleable, that is, they cannot be drawn into sheets. Some examples of nonmetals are hydrogen, oxygen, iodine, carbon, bromine, chlorine, etc. Let us now discuss what are metalloids. Some elements have intermediate properties between those of metals and nonmetals. They are called metalloids. That is, some elements lie or oscillate between properties of that of metals and nonmetals. They are termed as metalloids. A few examples of metalloids are boron, silicon, germanium, etc. Let us now discuss a few key points that must be remembered. The number of elements known at present are more than 100. 92 elements are naturally occurring and the rest are man-made. Majority of elements are solid. 11 elements are in gaseous state at room temperature. 2 elements are liquid at room temperature, which are mercury and bromine. And at last we have elements gallium and cesium, which become liquid at temperature slightly above room temperature 303 Kelvin. That is it for our today's video. In today's video, we learned about physical and chemical changes. We learned how pure substances are classified on the basis of their chemical composition into elements and compounds. We discussed in detail what are elements and how are elements classified into metals, nonmetals, and metalloids. We discussed various properties of metals and nonmetals. We also discussed what are metalloids. And finally, we discussed some key points. In our next video, we shall be discussing in detail what are compounds. If you like our videos, then please give a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Thank you.